So wait, what actually happened? So we got to the wall. How did
280 years ago, roughly, actually more like 250 years ago, Lisa Diane built that hidden chamber, and they built it to be shadowproof. And part of what they built into it was basically if you were a shadow, it would look like a doorknob. Easy way in.
I don't realize it's actually an electrical outlet.
It's basically a stick your fingers in this socket.
Please, very safe.
So wait, was this what like Baomia and
Yes.
and Lisa Diana?
Lisa Diane and Baomia all worked together. But yeah, it was Baomia, Lisa Diane, and crew. What it did was guided by what Xenia understood would be the most painful form of light to the shadow. The three of them, Baomia designed the matrix that Lisa Diane put into the wall. And it was tied all the way down to the anchor stone. And what it does at that moment is, his little 10,024 cal capacitor, that's really nifty. That's like a really, really powerful hand grenade. A anchor stone is more on the scale of an atomic bomb.
And they stood right above it and triggered.
And it didn't just go, but using the structures built into the floor, the ceiling, and the walls, it created a cage that would burn with enough force that it would disbody any group of shadows within.
Why don't we have all of our shadow fights at wand? That seems
in this spot?
Yeah.
Get them all to open the door?
Because they're not dumb. You see, the mall.
NPCs in a Batman video game.
Yeah.
They just stay in the same spot. They all
come.
Why is there a pile of bodies here? Go back.
Shadow bodies.
On the downside, it uses 100% of the virtue available to the anchor stone at that moment.
Did that just blow out all of our virtue?
The anchor stone shuts down.
Yep.
For everyone.
Yep.
Including the 501st.
Including the 501st.
Oh, great. All of those non-talented people that are attacking you.
But they are carrying
Baomes.
Yeah.
So does that cause the Baomes to just, they have their power and they drain them down, or they can't
It's simply the Baomes that are dependent upon any support from the anchor stone don't work. Okay. In fact, a majority of the Baomes would go into safety shutdown. The lights of wand won't be coming on. It's going to take hours before the anchor stone is able to recycle.
We remember from the last time.
Yeah.
There are not hours.
That just blue?
Yeah, those.
So as much as
anyone that was outside, which you guys were,
by that one we would.
there was still a column of light that burned up into the atmosphere over King's College. You don't necessarily know what happened, but
although we saw the exact same thing happen.
What you do, it's like you don't know what happened, but you do know the last time that happened, it was because a shadow, the mall, had sent a portion of itself to try to find the way into the hall that Arliss had found.
The super secret hall.
Super secret hall. And that portion didn't come back much. There was enough of it that you can't actually destroy them, but it reduces them. And the reduced came back to the mall and basically said that would have destroyed us. And the mall said, and the mall itself was close enough. This wasn't like the mall was standing off a mile. The mall was, asps. Very dangerous. You go first. It was close enough that it was injured. And injured as it was, that would have put it at a bad position against Legion. But it certainly didn't want Legion to know that it had been harmed and had stepped in a mine. So it never told Legion.
Reasonable.
These shadows are of Legion.
So they have no idea.
Ah,
Which is why they fell for the trick. What
Wow.
time, how far before sunset is that?
It's still probably about 40 minutes before sunset.
Okay, so we've been outside for a while before that.
Effectively, this goes off as you guys climb out and you are looking at.
Because I thought it only took us an hour to get outside. I was trying to discern for those who are outside the city how far along they are before they lose everything of their virtue.
Yeah.
I mean, will they still have or do their patterns go? Their patterns go off, don't they?
Those
They
of
would
you,
still-
those of you that have patterns, you should roll percentage,
Yeah.
and depending on what percentage you roll, that percentage of your patterns.
Because I'm trying to see would things like her veil armor would still work, but it's gonna drain the reserves.
The veil armor will work, but it's going to start drain. It'll be
Yeah, I mean,
burning.
at
It'll be
this
running
point
on her.
Right, at this point she's gonna turn it off, but the point is it's not gonna explode or something.
No.
If she needs to turn it back on, it's still.
Most likely, the veil armor would have shut down on its own as a
Okay.
safety.
But those like Elerina who are hospitalars, they still have their pool.
Personal pool,
But
yes.
it's gonna.
There's
I mean, hers is gonna deplete a lot slower, but
there's
she
no
was just-
recharging taking place.
yeah, she was just in the process of potentially healing people who had come out of a smoke tunnel. All right.
So, that being said, for the storyteller's sake of clarity and understanding, you were able to proceed out. Croesus was basically able to provide a ride to everyone. And that took you to the entrance, the inlet for the sewage system.
Yeah.
And at that point, somebody had to open the inlet.
Okay, because they're bars.
It's barred.
Okay, is there? I feel like that could be a terrestrial magistrate sort of thing,
It could be.
or is there a better way?
It depends on if any who was present, because there was
So I think Elikia is the only mage.
the only mage.
This
This is mage stuff.
I believe everyone else is a hospitaler, but I could
Yeah.
be wrong. And well, I would welcome corrections.
Sue, Juno, Julianne, and Christopher. I think that's
And then all the students who have been upgraded to mage, but they're
Julianne was there too.
Yeah,
but she's not a mage.
she's a
I was
hospitaler.
saying everyone else is a hospitaler
Yes, I actually wrote all hospitalars
except Elikia.
plus Elikia.
Yeah.
So she is, yeah, she will take care of it.
So, how does she take care of it?
I'm assuming. Do we have any of? Did we learn any of Baomia's metal bending, or would it make more sense to her to do terrestrial magistry? I don't know what she
Okay,
knows.
the metal bending as an art.
Yeah.
The terrestrial magic metal bending.
Well,
There was one particular student who did spend a lot of time learning how to do that. He was really good at it.
Okay.
He's not here.
Right. Okay.
So that's no time mentioned that Elikia was learning that. So that's
Okay.
not
I
what
just
was
didn't
in
know
it.
if we had learned a basic like.
You know that it existed. It just wasn't.
it wasn't general ed.
I can't.
Yeah, Peter was the one that took all of his classes.
So then I'm assuming she doesn't have a pattern for that.
Um,
I don't.
Can you think of a pattern that she would have been wearing for the battle that would be applicable?
Well,
This is not a sneaky question of David knows the answer. This
okay.
is
The only thing I could think of is a mage strike that would blow it out, but I feel like that would be really dangerous with a bunch of people in a tunnel.
there's two dangers on that. There's the people that are in the tunnel, and then there's the people that are not that far away,
That you're trying to not have.
not notify that you're
So
doing it.
I can't think of a pattern that's not a big bada boom. So I'm assuming the better option is to hold. Actually, she has a mantle blade.
You guys weren't really.
Can she cut it with a mantle blade? All right. Do I need to roll to cut with a mantle blade?
No, just that's one of those things. It's a lot of strength, and if you need more strength, probably you can get
A hospital to help me.
yes, or a man standing behind you to add his weight to the. You cut.
Cut open, pull away. She is going to use. Obviously, she has special sight. but she is therefore, no one else is going out. I don't know what direction she's coming out, but whatever way it is, she is very carefully
Looking about.
looking about, trying to observe.
You are
anything.
outside. You are outside the circle of the 501st.
Okay.
The majority of their attention is inward, not the least of which this happened earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but the majority of their focus is inward, but they are paying attention in all directions. You are on the river. Obviously, it's the river, and so there is the King's Highway, and then slope down to the river. You're down here.
Okay.
So you guys can get out, come up on slope.
Sort of have the slope.
Yeah,
to
there's
block
there's
us.
bushes, trees, and whatever. There's
Okay.
this is living area. So your main challenge is going to be crossing the King's Highway, because that's
Because we have to cross it. What's on the other side of the highway? Is it like where the forest begins?
yeah, that's where the forest begins.
Okay.
There is a trail that leads to this place, that leads up to the King's Highway. The trail is here because periodically there were people that would come and service the grid to make sure that it didn't get blocked by.
Okay. And there are. We said there are. How many students do I have? Not. It wasn't very many because half went out,
Yeah.
and I think we had. Was it maybe 10 or 15 that I have?
How many kids does she have?
Yeah. Is it?
How many
I'm
students does
guessing
she have
10.
with her?
I think
But I
it
may
was
be wrong.
10. But I don't want to.
Sorry, I only know the named ones. I didn't.
I think.
How many named ones came out, or went with you guys?
It was.
I got 4 named ones. Excuse me. 3 plus Gina.
3 students. So that was in your class.
Yeah. So. I think,
There were a total of 5 classes. Probably we'll call it 10.
okay. So we have 10 students, and we have
Which range in age from
13 now because it's the end of their first year.
into the first year. Oh, no, they started at age 11, so it'd
Okay,
be
so
12,
to,
basically 12 up to 14. 12, 14, 15, 12 to 15.
and then we have 3 hospitalars and Christopher and me. So that is,
In a
let's say
pear
we
tree.
have about 15 people. So she looks around. There is no evidence of any traps or signals or anything that they might set off, or any people hiding.
Nope. You've just got this trail that leads up to the,
To the forest.
the trail actually leads up to the highway.
Okay.
If you move now, if you want to go back in for any reason, it'll mean crossing back.
Yeah.
So you do have the option of simply saying, we hold here.
She asks the other adult type people, if we can be qualified as adults,
The player characters who are here include
me,
Elikia,
Christopher, Sue, and
Julianne.
Oh, there she is.
Julianne. Anyone else?
Not as far as I know.
Okay. Well, then all present have voices. Is there input?
Do I have a voice now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
What is the distance? What is the distance from where we are once we go up the slope to the forest edge? How far is it?
About 10 yards. That's when live. But you have to get the highway itself is kept clear on both sides,
Okay.
and I think beyond 10 yards from the highway, trees are allowed to grow up again.
And if I look towards Wand, can I see any lookouts that would potentially be looking this direction?
Do you go up the path to the
Yeah, basically what she does is uses her vines to kind of shroud the top of her, somewhat, just so that
Okay.
she blends in more.
Okay,
And
okay.
she's climbing on her hands.
So
and knees.
you have the first Romish ghillie suit.
Sure.
Um,
She's making a vine suit. She's trying to look up.
you get up through the bushes to the point where there's bushes stop because it's clear on this side.
Yeah.
You look. It is about half a kilometer. I mean, it's a kilometer, which is how far is half a kilometer, Austin?
500 units, but like
That's not
1,700 feet.
1700. Yeah, it's a fair distance, but 1,700 feet.
I don't know exactly how far that is, but
The main thing is that
It's less than half a mile.
Yeah, it's
Quarter mile.
Yeah, you got a quarter mile, and sitting over the highway is a star lifter.
Okay. As
And-
in, up in the air.
Yeah, up in the air, ramp is down, and there are people around it. There's a line across the highway. You can see defenses, positions held.
Costa.
Costa, okay.
Oh, and so we do have those two elder mages.
Yeah.
I did forget. Yes.
Okay.
Elder mages. Okay, so we do have two other mages. That is helpful. Okay, so we see Starlifter, people with activity about over a quarter mile away. But there, from what you can see, there's no specific people, in a sense, on like the tops of the walls or anything trying to look this direction.
The Starlift, the
Or
town itself, the city itself, walls are a kilometer away. That was a long,
okay, yeah.
Tunnel.
So they're halfway between.
yeah.
But overall, their attention does seem very.
Their
focused
attention is towards wand, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Also, if we're concerned about crossing really fast, the hospitalers at least can go really fast. I don't know who we could possibly like carry and go really fast, but
There is a Starlifter about, I'll say, whatever the Romish version of half a kilometer away is.
half kilometer,
Okay.
just to make things easier and not make this an overly
There's quite a bit of activity around the ship with people coming and going. Presumably they're holding the outer edge of the King's Highway to keep people from going to the city, I'm assuming. It's not like there's somebody specifically looking our direction. But the question is, do we try to go across this? Do we try to cross the 30 feet, the 10 yards between this slope and the forest to get cover, or do we keep cover and stay here on the side slope? Of course, if anybody comes up or down the road, we're in potential danger of being seen. If we can get to the forest without being seen, we will be much safer than we are here. But the in between could be. I don't know. I don't know if there's ways that we can shield, disguise. Obviously, hospitalers can run fast. I can't run hospitaler fast, but I can run fast. But it would draw less attention if we did a couple people at a time. But then it takes a long time.
on this side of the road, we're not in forest, we're in like what, bushes or something?
Yeah, so we're on a slope that goes down to the river that has bushes and such. So we've just come out of the water tunnel, and so we're on either in the tunnel or we're on the slope amongst the bushes. But we have to cross the open highway, which has clearing on either side of it, to get to the forest. So it would be about a 10-yard run or sneak or whatever we try to do.
Maybe we could have somebody kind of high up that has a view of the road, and when it's clear, then like
Well, the
3 or
road,
4 people run.
the road itself is clear. The closest danger is half a kilometer away, where there's a Starlifter with a bunch of people. The thing is, they're not expecting us to be here, but it's more they could notice us running across the road. To get a vantage point, one of us would have to first cross, probably me, and climb the tree. But I don't know that I would see any more than I can see from here. Because it's not like there's anybody right here. It's more, is somebody going to randomly look over here and see us and know what we are?
Well, we're sitting ducks on this side of the road if they fly over, right? Like, we will be very visible.
Unless we actually stay in the tunnel, in the water, yeah.
And the airship place.
Is it nighttime or is it daytime?
It's daytime.
We're still
That's actually a
earlier.
really good idea.
Talk about it with Christmas.
You need, yeah.
What's the idea?
Camouflaging shield
I was wondering if there was something that camouflage is.
from the cat.
It'd have strong limitations, obviously, because it's basically looking what's on the other side of it and producing that image.
But at a half a kilometer, it seems more doable than like 10 feet away.
Yeah,
So there
yeah.
might be little feet, like visible
But
underneath.
but are people at half a kilometer gonna notice?
Right. That's actually a good idea.
So speak your idea.
That's
Do
a great
it.
idea too.
Speak it.
Jesus, would you be able to make a camouflaging shield for our group between us and that place over there where people are? So we can cross
It's
unseen.
form shimmers, and you get that effect.
Shall we go behind Croesus?
Sure. How many people can fit behind Croesus at a time? I'm assuming it's not all 15 of us.
When it goes into full size mode,
pretty big.
it's about the size of this couch.
Oh, okay. So maybe we can all.
And especially when several of them are 11 and 12-year-olds.
This is true. Okay.
Well, and it doesn't have to be single file. It can be multiple.
Yeah,
you know,
we can stack up.
stack up.
Okay.
Formation.
All right.
Yes,
And
Line up.
Across the road.
as long as everybody else is okay with that, we will. So yes, we consult both of our eyes in both directions, and we have Croesus do that, and we slowly start to climb the bank onto the road.
Okay,
And keep going.
And we go.
you cross
We
over.
pass.
I've got to roll really good because I did not.
I didn't. Well, yeah. I was like, I have a.
I rolled good, but not really good. Okay. You do not know.
Is
Your blessing.
Copy it on your
is
character
is
sheet.
the cat gonna go away when the anchor stone goes down?
Oh,
Cat. Croesus.
Croesus?
You don't know.
so just for relevance, in case of anything concealment, it says the blessing is may you cloud the eyes of your enemies, and
Never lack speed or time to hit your mark.
Yeah.
He's also clouding our enemies'
This
eyes.
is
All right. So do we successfully get? To,
you cross to the other side, and you do not note any particular.
okay.
But
Yes.
just as you are, right at the edge, before you start entering the trees, there's a ring on your phone. Cut. And by the way, you may have one more as you have given out all my blessings. Ding.
Oh.
Oh no.
One came back.
Oh.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Sharon. Oh.
Oh, yeah. You have another one back because Helvin's dead.
Because what?
Helvin's dead, and he took one of your blessings.
Oh, hallelujah. Then I don't have to take it back by force.
someone did it for you.
But also, on the other hand, darn, I can't take it by force.
Can Julian actually tell who it was? That
I'm at this moment. I'm going to say no for dramatic effect.
It's more. The concern actually is if you get a blessing back and Elikia sees it, there are multiple people in the city who have your blessings.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And so once they get to the tree line, she's gonna be on the comms going, everybody check in, please. We just lost a blessing.
Blessing sound off, please.
Just received a blessing?
Well, we don't know that.
Yeah.
Good.
did I know that I'd used up all my blessings?
Oh wait, but also depending on the, it's not. Oh, it'll be later. You'll get another blessing back
Is later.
because you know I had a blessing.